Okay, picture this. You've just landed, new country. You're tired, maybe a bit jet lagged, but still got that buzz, that excitement for travel.
Yeah.
Then it hits you.
Right.
Hotel check-in time. And you've got to do it all in English.
Yeah.
Feel that little ripple
Mm.
of nervousness. Totally normal. That feeling of needing to navigate a new language
Mm-hmm.
right when you're feeling a bit, well, vulnerable, that's when the nerves can really kick in. Right?
Oh, absolutely. It's such a common thing for travelers, isn't it? That first interaction, at the front desk, it can feel like this huge hurdle.
Definitely.
But here's the thing. It's actually fascinating. With the right phrases and maybe just a little bit of confidence, it can genuinely be one of the smoothest parts of your whole trip.
I completely agree. And that's really our mission today, isn't it? We've looked at this fantastic guide to hotel English. It's really practical stuff. And we're going to distill the key bits for you. We're focusing on those real-life situations, the common phrases you'll actually use, and even some, surprising insights from the moment you walk in to when you wave goodbye.
Right.
Our aim with this deep dive is basically to give you the exact language and understanding you need so you can sound confident, polite, all through your hotel stay, whatever your current English level is.
Exactly. So by the end of this, you won't just have like a list of sentences.
Right.
You'll know what to expect. You'll get those little nuances that make you sound less like you're just fumbling for words.
Yeah, less like a tourist.
And more like someone who's, well, traveled before, a seasoned traveler. So yeah, let's unpack this. Let's turn any nerves into real confidence.
Sounds like a plan. Let's dive right in. Okay, scene one. The grand arrival. You've just walked into the lobby. You see the front desk. There's a receptionist, probably smiling, saying something welcoming like, "Good afternoon. Welcome to the Blue Orchid Hotel. How may I help you?" What's your opening move? What do you say?
Okay, yeah, this is where those key phrases are gold. You can just confidently say, "Hi, I have a reservation under the name, your name." Simple.
Okay.
Or if it's evening, "Good evening. I booked a room online for 2 nights." And another really direct one that always works, "Hello, I'm checking in. My name is your name."
And our source pointed out something really important here. A small detail, but it makes a difference.
What's that?
Using the actual phrase checking in, it just sounds so much more natural than, say, "I need a room" or "I want to check my room."
Oh, definitely. It immediately tells them exactly why you're there. Cuts right to the chase.
Yeah.
So once you've made that first contact, the receptionist, they're definitely going to ask for some basic info. You'll probably hear things like, "Can I please see your passport?"
Right. Standard stuff.
Or, "Could you fill out this registration form? Maybe, do you have a credit card for the deposit?" Those are the common ones.
And your replies. They can be just as simple and polite. Like, "Sure, here's my passport." Or, "Of course. Do I need to sign anywhere?" "And for the card, yes, I have it right here." Straightforward.
But, okay, what about those moments, we've all been there, where you hear a word or maybe a whole phrase and you just don't quite get it? How do you handle that without feeling awkward?
Yeah, that's crucial. It's perfectly okay, actually. Native speakers usually appreciate it if you just ask.
Like what?
Like, "Could you please repeat that?" Or even directly, "What does deposit mean?"
Right. Or just, "I'm sorry, can you explain that again?" It makes me think of that story about Maria traveling from Brazil to London.
Oh, Maria's story. Yes, it's such a perfect example of this. So she's in London, first time traveling by herself, and the receptionist asks, "May I have your credit card for the deposit?" And Maria, she just freezes. She hears deposit and thinks extra money, like an unexpected charge she hasn't budgeted for.
Oh, dear. So what did she say?
He just blurts out, "No, no, thank you. I don't want to pay more."
Uh-huh.
Poor thing.
Oh, no. But the receptionist, thankfully, was kind about it.
Yeah, just smiled kindly and explained, "Don't worry. It's not a charge, just a hold. You'll get it back."
Phew. Maria must have been so relieved.
Instantly. But what Maria's little moment of panic really shows us is something deeper about language, isn't it?
Yeah, what's that?
It's not just about knowing the dictionary definition of words. It's about understanding the intent, the context, and crucially, realizing that asking someone to clarify politely, That isn't a weakness. It's actually really effective communication, especially across cultures.
That's a really great point. When you ask, you're not just getting info, you're kind of building trust, reducing stress for everyone.
Exactly. It builds a connection, not just an exchange of facts.
Okay.
Okay, so you've smoothly handled that first bit, the info exchange. Now the receptionist gives you the key details.
Right. They'll tell you your room number, like you're in room 304 on the third floor.
Mm-hmm.
Or they'll mention breakfast times. Breakfast is served from 7 to 10 a.m. They'll probably point out the elevator.
Yeah, elevators are just over there.
And then hand over the key saying something like, here's your room key, enjoy your stay.
And this is your chance, right? Your moment to ask those little follow-up questions that actually make your stay easier.
Totally simple things like, thank you, is Wi-Fi included? That's a big one these days.
Oh, yeah. Or could I get a map of the city? That's always handy.
And definitely always ask, what time is checkout tomorrow? Don't want to miss that.
Good point. Now, we've talked about questions to ask, but sometimes the staff use words that might still make you pause. Let's quickly nail down some key hotel vocabulary.
Good idea.
So check-in, that's clear, right? Arrival, registration.
Yep. And checkout is when you leave, pay up, return the key.
Your key card, usually that plastic card, not a metal key anymore.
Right. And the infamous deposit, that temporary hold on your card Maria worried about.
Exactly. Not a charge. And amenities. That's just the extra stuff, right? Pool, gym, maybe free coffee.
Precisely. Those extra facilities or services. Okay, so we've covered the smooth arrival, but let's be real, sometimes things don't go perfectly.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Like you get to your room, you fiddle with the air conditioning, nothing. It's broken.
Or you go to have a shower, no towels.
Happens. Or your key card just refuses to open the door. Beep, 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 beep. Red light. Been there. Or maybe there's some weird noise coming from the hallway or the Wi-Fi just won't connect.
These things happen. They're pretty common issues, actually. Knowing how to talk about them politely can save you a lot of grief.
This is definitely where those polite complaint phrases are your best friends.
Yeah. Give us some examples.
Okay, so for the aircon.
Okay.
Excuse me, the air conditioning isn't working in my room. Nice and clear.
Okay. Towels.
There are no towels in the bathroom. Could you please send some? The key is the, could you please?
Right. Politeness first. What about the key card?
My key card doesn't work. Could I get a new one? Again, simple, direct, polite.
And other things. Noises, Wi-Fi.
There's a strange noise coming from the hallway, or the Wi-Fi isn't connecting. Is there a password? Maybe you forgot to ask or typed it wrong. It's amazing, isn't it, how just framing it politely changes the whole interaction.
It absolutely does. The real strategic tip here is always start politely. Use those phrases like, could you? Or would you mind? Or even just framing it as, I'm having a problem with.
Yeah.
It shows respect, and honestly, it makes people much more likely to want to help you quickly. Remember Tom's story in Italy?
Oh, Tom in Italy.
Right.
He'd had this really long day, sightseeing, exhausted. All he wanted was a hot shower. Turns the tap. Nothing. Not a drop of water.
Oh, no. Nightmare. What did he do?
He just calmly went down to the front desk. Very politely, he said, excuse me, the shower in my room doesn't work. Can someone help me?
Nice and calm. And the response?
And immediately, the receptionist was like, oh, no, I'll send someone up right away. 10 minutes later, fixed.
See? Problem solved. Tom was happy. The staff felt helpful.
Exactly. The lesson from Tom is crystal clear. Don't just suffer in silence if something's wrong.
No.
But always, always speak up kindly. It gets things fixed faster and keeps things friendly.
So true. Okay, moving beyond just the room itself,
Yeah.
you often need other little things, services or help during your stay.
Yeah, things that just make you feel more comfortable, more independent when you're traveling.
That's a great way to put it. Like, maybe you need an early start. You could ask, can I have a wake-up call at 6 a.m.?
Classic.
Mm.
Or figuring out transport. Do you offer airport transfers?
Mm-hmm. Other common ones, is there a laundry service? Always useful on longer trips.
Definitely. Or could I leave my luggage here after checkout? Super helpful if you have a late flight.
Yeah, lifesaver sometimes. And maybe, do you have a safe in the room for valuables?
Right. It's these small interactions, making these simple requests that really add up to feeling relaxed and confident on your trip.
Totally agree. Okay, so fast forward. Your trip's been great, but now, sadly, it's time for the farewell. Time for checking
All
out.
right. Back to the reception desk. Again, simple, confident phrases are your friend here. What are your go-to lines for starting the checkout process?
You can just walk up and say, "Hi, I'd like to check out." Couldn't be simpler. Or be a bit more specific. "I'm checking out of room 402."
Got it. What if you need proof of payment?
Then you'd ask, "Could I get a receipt, please?" Or maybe, "Could I get an itemized bill?" If you want details.
And what if you maybe raided the minibar?
Haha. Then you'd probably say something like, "I use the minibar. Do I need to pay for that now?" Honesty is the best policy there.
Good point.
Hmm.
And the receptionist, will they likely say back?
They'll probably ask something friendly, like, "Did you enjoy your stay?"
Nice.
Then they'll handle the bill. "Here's your bill. Everything looks good, hopefully."
Fingers crossed.
And often they'll add a nice closing like, "We hope to see you again," or "Have a safe journey."
And your polite goodbyes. Keep it simple.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything was great. Thank you. Or if you really liked it, "I'll definitely come back." And a simple "Thanks for your help" always goes down well.
Perfect. Now, okay, we've covered the basics. What about leveling up? How can you really elevate your fluency, sound even more like a native speaker in these situations?
Ugh, good question. There are some great bonus expressions that just add that extra layer of politeness and confidence.
Like what?
Think about using phrases like, "Is it okay if I," when asking permission for something small,
Okay.
or "Would it be possible to," which sounds a little more formal and polite for a bigger request.
Nice.
Even, "I was wondering if I could." That's a really soft, polite way to ask for something.
I like those. They sound less demanding. What about just general conversation flow?
Yeah, things like, "Just to let you know," if you need to give them a piece of information proactively,
Mm-hmm.
or slipping in, "By the way," before asking a slightly unrelated question.
Oh, yeah, those are really useful. They're small words, but they kind of weave you into the chat more smoothly, don't they?
They really do. But speaking of language, it's not just about the words you choose, is it? Sometimes knowing the cultural context is everything.
So true. Hotel processes can be surprisingly different around the world.
They really can. It's fascinating how customs vary, and that definitely affects the language you hear and how you should interact. Did you know, for instance, in Japan, especially in traditional inns like ryokans,
About them.
you're often expected to take your shoes off before you even enter your room?
Oh, right. Yeah.
And the level of politeness, the bowing, the formal language,
Yeah.
it's really deeply ingrained in their hospitality culture.
That's a great example of a cultural crossroad. And thinking about the US, I've noticed you almost always need a credit card at check-in, even if you've prepaid online.
That deposit thing again.
Yeah. And they often ask for your driver's license or some form of ID too.
Good point. And what about Europe? France, for instance.
Oh, France. Be prepared for potentially tiny elevators. Seriously small sometimes.
Ah, yes. Or maybe no elevator at all in older buildings or smaller towns.
Exactly. And reception might not be staffed 24/7 outside of big cities. These little details can really catch you off guard if you're not expecting them.
They absolutely can. So, with all these global variations, what about the vocabulary? Are there specific roles or areas we should know?
Yeah, some key terms pop up globally. Concierge, for example. Who's that again?
That's the super helpful person, usually at a separate desk, who helps with things beyond check-in, booking tours, restaurant recommendations, taxis.
Got it. The local expert
Mm-hmm.
and a bellhop.
That's the person, sometimes called a porter, who helps carry your luggage to your room.
Okay. And reception. Is that just the same as the front desk?
Pretty much, yeah. Interchangeable terms. And the lobby is just that main area when you walk in, the waiting area, seating area.
Simple enough. But, even with good English, misunderstandings can still happen, right? Especially when you're tired from traveling.
Oh, definitely. Our guide mentions Sarah's story in New York.
Right. Sarah in NYC. The receptionist asks her, really simply, would you like a wake-up call?
Okay. Seems straightforward.
But Sarah may be a bit nervous, tired. She thinks, a wake-up call? Why are they calling me? I didn't ask for a call.
Oh, no. Misunderstanding brewing.
Yeah. So she just politely but firmly says, no thank you.
And missed out on her alarm.
Exactly. Later, she realized it just meant, do you want us to phone your room to wake you up?
Ah, it just reinforces that earlier lesson, doesn't it? Never, ever be afraid to just ask, sorry, what does that mean? Or could you explain that word?
Absolutely. It saves so much potential confusion and embarrassment. It's just smart communication.
Truly is. Okay, so if you want to move beyond just getting by and sound like a really savvy traveler,
Yeah. What are some pro moves?
our guide suggests some really high-impact phrases for those slightly more advanced scenarios. You could try, I was wondering if I could request a quiet room, maybe away from the elevator or street.
Ooh, good one. Planning ahead. What else?
We mentioned luggage storage, but phrasing it as, is there somewhere I can store my luggage after checkout? Sounds very natural.
Okay.
Or asking for flexibility. Would it be okay to get a late checkout tomorrow? Always worth asking.
True. Worst they can say is no.
Exactly. Or simple comfort. Could I have an extra blanket, please? Or even, do you offer early breakfast for travelers if you have a super early flight?
These are great. They really do make you sound like, the ropes, like a seasoned pro.
They do. And what if you find yourself splashing out a bit? Staying in a fancier, say, 4 or 5-star hotel.
Ah, the luxury end. Does the language change much?
You might hear some slightly different terminology, yeah. They might say, your room includes complimentary breakfast instead of just free breakfast.
So complimentary. Got it.
Or, refer you to the expert we mentioned, the concierge will assist you with your itinerary.
Right.
You might also hear about turn-down service, which usually happens in the evening.
What's that exactly?
It's where they come in, maybe dim the lights, turn down the covers on your bed, maybe leave a chocolate, preparing the room for sleep.
Ah, nice touch.
And you'll definitely hear, we offer 24-hour room service.
Okay, good to know that lingo. And how should you respond in that kind of environment?
You can certainly match the slightly more formal tone. Simple things like, thank you, that sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Or making use of the services. Could I make a spa reservation for tomorrow?
Living the high life.
Or arranging departure.
Yeah.
I'd like to schedule a taxi to the airport, please.
Yeah.
Feel polite, clear, and confident.
Perfect. Okay, one final area, crucial these days. Online booking. Most of us book online now.
Absolutely.
Our source highlights some key terms you see all the time on booking websites.
Uh-huh.
Let's quickly run through those.
Good idea. You often see non-refundable. Pretty important one.
Yeah, means exactly what it says. Book this, you can't cancel and get your money back.
Right. The opposite is free cancellation, usually up to a certain date. Much more flexible.
Very handy. Then there's bed types. Double bed versus twin beds.
Yep. Double is one large bed for 2 people. Twin is 2 separate single beds. Important distinction.
And crucial if you're traveling with a friend.
Mm.
And breakfast included, fairly obvious, your morning meal is covered.
Mm-hmm. And room views. City view or sea view tells you what you'll be looking at.
It's all about understanding those little phrases that really shape your booking choices, isn't it?
Red, definitely. Knowing that vocabulary before you even click book is key.
And here's a final little practical tip from the guide. A pro move, really.
Oh, what is it?
Before you even leave home, maybe the day before your arrival, just call the hotel
Okay.
and say what?
Something simple like, hi, I have a reservation for tomorrow under your name. I just wanted to confirm everything is all set.
Ah, just confirming your booking. Smart.
Yeah. It gives you such peace of mind, knowing they're expecting you, everything's in order. Avoids any nasty surprises on arrival.
That's a really solid piece of advice. And just like that, thinking through all these steps,
Yeah.
you really are ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just to, survive checking into a hotel, but to actually navigate your travels confidently in English. We've gone through speaking at the front desk, handling problems politely.
Unpacked some of that trickier vocabulary, even touched on cultural differences.
Exactly. From arrival to departure. So this deep dive, hopefully, has given you that real-world passport, the language skills to travel and communicate with confidence. The next time you're planning a trip, just remember these phrases, these ideas. Because English, It isn't just a school subject, is it? It really is your passport to the world.
Well said. And maybe something to think about. As you picture yourself confidently checking in and out of hotels anywhere on the globe, what other simple, everyday situations might have those hidden cultural layers, those nuances just waiting for you to discover?
Hmm. Interesting thought.
Yeah, how could understanding those little details unlock even richer, smoother, more comfortable travel experiences? Something to perhaps mull over until our next deep dive.